What's up, everyone? This is my new project, a 1983 Volvo 245 GLT for turbo. Overall, this is a pretty solid car and just needs some body work. So we're working on a bodywork slowly. Motor and everything is all sound. Gotta do repair small things like the intake pump, but this is a turbo edition Volvo 240 and pretty small. Could use a bigger one, but that's good for now. So this is a K-jet system here, so it's all mechanical fuel injection. No computers, nothing, just pressure and vacuum. That's all you got. So this car is silver. Someone started working on it, never finished. Something like that, never finished. But I'm going to be doing the whole thing over again. Interior is pretty clean. Black leather interior, power windows, power locks. Everything in there is pretty nice. Got the fancy gauges. I need a center console. Some of the door sills are missing, but overall, I think it's going to be pretty good. Solid car. To start towing and hook it up to a trailer, hook it up to a dolly, whatever. Here it is. Got the square headlights. But all right, we'll see what happens next with this. I got a quick update. So what I'm going to do is I started sanding this fender, take out the most amount of rust I can. And what I'm going to do is I want to weld all these molding holes. So I don't even have them, so it'll look cleaner without them. So there's 2 holes down there at the bottom. And then 7 holes over here. These holes will stay because I want that molding there. But I took the front end off, took the bumper off, the headlight shrouds, and I haven't touched this one yet, but same thing will happen here. Clean it and prime it, and then move on. After that, I'll move on to the roof, get the roof knocked out, get that in prime. Alright, so I have both fenders sanded. They're all welded, and they're ready to get primed. But first, I got to do some body work before that. Just got this front piece sanded. I got this fender sanded, ready to go, welded and sanded. So I'm gonna apply some filler, a couple of spots, and then I'm gonna prime it and then move on. All right, so I have an update where I'm at with this car. The bumper's all sanded, ready for some primer. Got this fender all welded, just gotta sand that, prime it. The hood is pretty decent except for this right side. Gotta sand that, prime that. Back over here, gotta sand this and finish down there, then prime that. Up here, got all the holes welded. I have pour 15 on there now, waiting for that to dry. Then I'll put some Duraglass filler on that, continue with that. Goal is to get this primed, get the roof sanded and primed, and then same thing with the front bumper. And put it together, and then continue on towards the rear, 2 quarters, and then the doors. All right, so now I've got the car all taped up. I'm gonna focus on painting the roof, well, primering the roof, the fender, and the hood, as well as this fender, and towards the rear end of the car to get the roof done. It's pretty chilly in here, so hopefully the primer doesn't run. We'll see what happens. Just take my time with it. But I got all these holes welded and did the body work, and the way it comes out, it's gonna come out good enough, because this is 1983 Volvo 240, so it's not the cleanest car ever, but I just want this to be more presentable to anything. But gonna see what happens after I get it primed, and I'll show you once it's primed and see where I did any kind of mess ups. Alright, it's in prime now. It looks a lot better. So, bodywork came out pretty good. I'm surprised, because I haven't done bodywork in a while, so. It's all primer, waiting for it to dry. I'll block it and then paint it, but the heavy and important stuff is out the way. So here it is again. I'm in the process of sanding both fenders, the front bumper and the roof. Today's goal is to paint them, get that done and paint it, so this way I can work on the rest of it. It's easier for me to do it in stages. This way I could just knock it out, put the front end together and continue, flip the car backwards and do the rear. You gotta make sure you get all the shiny spots, all the primer to be nice and smooth.
So what was done so far? All the body work is done.
Body work on the front fenders are only done.
Are you gonna be filling up these holes?
Yeah, I want to fill all this up. This is, someone started working on this car and then stopped and never finished. So I'm here to pick it up and finish it.
All the rust on the bottom is fixed?
Well, they tried fixing it, but I don't have to go over it because I don't believe that they did a good job. So I'm gonna go over everything.
All right, so now we're taping off the engine bay. Don't want to get overspray in there. Gonna mask it off and put the first coat of paint on the fenders and the top of the roof.
Yeah.
Pizza's good? Yeah? Alright. What else is left? Just after you tape this off, what else we
Take
gotta
this
do?
off, clean it with Prepsol, wash it down real good, cover the shop, and get some heat in the shop, get some up to temperature. I like to paint around 65, 70 degrees. It's about 45 to 50 right now, so it's a little too cold. Bring the heat up and start painting.
Yeah.
You could, so
Nice.
we got, what I'm going with is actually, this car is originally silver. We're going with a gray Sonic Pearl. It's a recently new color. I think it came out 2018 by Honda. And
They use them on the Civics and
yeah, usually the Civics. I think now the Type R has it for 2020. I'm not sure, but I think it'll look sweet. I like it. I like that color. So I think it'll come out real nice. I'm not gonna look too crazy on this car, like I said earlier, but
we're just basically using it to it's gonna be used to get the mini towed
yeah, so
to the dyno, to the track if need to, just in case we break something at the track. But that's the entire point of this car, just to use basically a tow rig, nothing else.
nice simple tow.
We'll see what we come up with later on if we want to do something. This is a stock turbo. Makes good torque, so it makes good for towing, and it's pretty heavy. So that's the only thing, just to make it look presentable, because the body on it, I mean, well, the paint on it was really bad. It's an old car, 82 you said?
83.
83.
Whoever started working on this gave up, because once you start working on a car like this size, it's very difficult to finish. You have to have full concentration to get it all done. There's every little spot. It could be a pit spot of rust, scratch, dent, whatever it is. It just takes time and a lot of stuff needs to get done. So this is the easy part of the process, taping the car up. Some people hate it.
Yeah, like me.
Only because you don't really know how and where to tape. Once you are the painter and you know that you tape it yourself, you know where to go, where not to go. So I like taping. It's the easiest part. Clean. I don't have a paper machine. If I had a paper machine, this would not look like this. But
What's that?
what's that? You buy a roll
Yeah,
of
explain
paper. Buy a roll of paper. You stick a little roll of tape on it. Hold it as you pull the paper. The tape it tapes it himself. You slap it on. And you can work that way. So this is why you see a lot of plastic. I don't have a paper machine. So this is my method, and other people's methods as well, but just do it like this. Nice and easy.
Alright, so we have everything masked off. Now we're just running Prepsol top of the paint so that it's clean. All the dust is off of it. And we're gonna get ready to paint. Just touching some stuff up, and we're gonna get the garage heated. Make sure it's warm enough for the paint to dry. And we're gonna go. So we just sprayed down the adhesion promoter for the paint. Just gonna wait for this to settle a little bit, airing out the garage, making sure all that stuff is out, and then we're gonna start putting on the first coat. How long does this dry?
This dries about maybe 10-15 minutes. You can go ahead and start with your base coat. But yeah, I always like to spray this. This way it gives you kind of practice how you're gonna paint the car, and it lets the paint kind of adhere better and flow. It's almost like a pre-base in a sense, but I always like putting this on. Alright, so basically it's all done. And we're going to move on to the clear. Let me just, gotta prep myself. I do have an opened one already, but I'm going to probably it's going to look like it probably needs 2 quarts. I want to do 2 coats, maybe like 1.5 quarts. So if you're wondering what kind of clear coat I'm using, I'm going to use Transtar. It's a 2-to-1 high solid, and it's fast dry. Since I don't have a booth to heat it up, I'm just going to use it fast. It's still slow when it dries.
Alright, clear coat time.
Yeah, this is the point of no return.
Yeah.
Well, for 1983, the paint job came out way too good. Take a look. There's barely any dirt on it, which is unbelievable. Because that is one big panel. As you probably saw, my arm in the middle of it was killing me. I tried switching and using my left, but I just don't have that left skill like with my right hand. So this is really good. Outside, this thing's gonna shine. You'll never see anything. But the hardest part is done. The roof is the longest, the biggest. The fender, man, there were 7 holes here. 2 down there, rust spots, waviness, and look at that. Came out really nice. The front bumper.
Still got to do the hood.
Well, the hood I'm going to save for the last because I'm thinking about doing something special with the hood. Same thing with this thing. 7 holes, 2 on the bottom, rust spots everywhere. Nice and clean now. The bumper, I'm going to paint this top black. I didn't even bother taping it. Not even worth it. And not even worth my effort. So I'm just going to tape the bottom, paint it black, slap it on. There was a roof rack up here, so all those holes were sanded and welded and filled. But
I just got to do the bodywork to the door.
yeah, I want to work on the rear quarter panels. They both have rust spots that someone started and didn't finish. So I could pop these 4 doors off and paint the panel and the rocker at the same time, which will be a lot less of paint, a lot less of sanding and all that stuff. So yeah, now I could put the front end together and actually, you know, I could drive it if I wanted to. Before someone started sanding and it was all open. All open, rust spots started to come back, the paint was showing, I mean the metal was showing. So
Looks good.
yeah. Better than it was.
Alright, gonna move on to the rest of it then.
Yeah. Alright, so it's only been a couple hours later and I have the car untaped and unwrapped and it's sitting here, gonna get dry and put it together tomorrow in the morning. Once I paint it like this, I don't touch it. Take the paint off and leave it. Even if it's something small, you know, like maybe I could even put the mud flaps back in, splash shields, but no, I'm just gonna leave it. Let it dry, just in case if I touch it accidentally, I don't leave a mark or something. But it's, you could feel it, you could touch it, but I always just wait 24 hours. So just gonna leave it, wait for it to dry, and Hopefully the rear won't be so bad. That thing, how it's missing, I don't know. We'll see. Here it is. Gray pearl. Gray Sonic pearl.